Yes, hello everyone, and this is our live streaming for the final day of the Intra-Africa Trade Fair 2021. I am Bosi Namafa here for Frontier Africa Reports, and of course here with me is the Managing Director of the IATF itself. Let's get a few words from her in terms of how the week-long event had been, what it took to get all the way down to Durban despite the pandemic over the last 1 year and host a successful event. Good evening, madam.
Thank you, Boason. This is kind of impromptu,
Yes,
but anyway.
exactly.
Well, today is not the last day, first of all. The last day is on Sunday.
Yes,
But
for
today,
with the briefing.
No, today is the Connect Summit, the creative. Today and tomorrow is for the creative. So we're putting a lot of focus on the creative economy and the creative industries, film, music, fashion, arts and crafts, and even sports. But it's been a long journey in a sense. I won't say long, but we really started active preparations in the last few months when we moved the venue from Kigali to Durban.
Yes.
And we just went on road shows to just, in a sense, get people prepared. Because there was also that issue of whether is it holding. South Africa was on high alert for COVID.
Yes.
It's even going to, the uncertainty associated with the event. But we just went flat out, we prepared because we knew it was important to hold this trade fair, but then the response was great. We had about 11,000 registered delegates.
Both present and online.
Yes, and online, both present and online. You can see that people are ready to brave it out and go do business to ensure that it was also important because this is the year that the trading under the AfCFTA started. We need to ride on that momentum to get Africa to come together. It wasn't easy, but I'm glad that
you're able to host it. One of the things you've done was that within the pandemic period from last year, you were able to host a number of fairs online. Before you now have this very huge one-on-one physical event, for instance, Cairo in 2018. Yes. How was that successful? How was that all paving way for the huge enthusiasm and presence that we've seen over the last 5 days?
In 2018, when we had the inaugural edition, you remember we were supposed to have the second edition in 2020, but the COVID-19 pandemic stalled the efforts.
Yes.
But what we did was that because we'd already launched the IATF virtual platform, we continued to, that was the new normal at the time. We continued to engage, but we also found out something in a sense is that while the, especially the Asian community took advantage of the IATF virtual.
Okay.
I think what we found out was that Africans themselves are more in tune with physical fairs. So if you go to the virtual, you're going to see more Koreans and Chinese.
Oh, really?
And the Africans wanted to physical. So it was important to have that hybrid, so it tells you about the dynamics of Africa.
Interesting, Kanayo, that we're going to Cote d'Ivoire. I know you're short for that. You want to go for the event happening there. Your World Witness, Mr. President is there already. So, are you looking forward to the road to Cote d'Ivoire in 2023?
It's another exciting. We'll continue to build on what has happened here. I'm sure you will agree with me that Africa is ready to trade with each other.
I agree with you.
And Francophone brings another dimension of engaging the Francophone community as well. It's actually a big economy.
Of course.
You can, so we're excited. We're looking forward to it. One of the things we'll have next year, as a precursor, 2022, as a precursor to 2023, is a Canex weekend. For us, the creatives will happen every week, and we, every year, even the year that we don't have it,
the fiscal event, yes.
So we'll have Canex in 2022, and then in 2020, in same Cote d'Ivoire, Abidjan, and then in 2023 we'll have the IATF big platform like this one, which provides an opportunity for every sector, as it were.
I was very enthused on the final point to let you off that you've brought subnational governments into the conversation for intra-Africa trade, investment and markets. And $250 million is what Afrexim Bank is putting on the table for that. How important are state governments or subnationals or promises, as they're called in a number of countries, to the entire trade, intra-Africa trade you're pursuing?
they are closer to the businesses. The subnationals, the states, the provinces, the counties are closer to the businesses. If our president is going on a mission now to other parts of the world, he's going to carry his big businesses, the big business of the country.
Yes.
But the states, are closer to the businesses, and those businesses at that level especially the small ones, are the ones that will drive the trade, intra-African trade under the AfCFTA. It's important to get them discussing it. And we also try to devolve, not just, trade and trade and investments, devolve it from the center so that some nationals can begin to engage with each other, so that they can begin to exchange ideas, exchange investments, as it were. And we've seen a number of that happening already. It was interesting to see. This was like, a proof. We're trying to prove the concept to see how we can support that sub-sovereign network. So we had those who, in a sense, have federal systems of government where they have sufficient autonomy to be able to
across
engage
regions.
because already we're doing work with the KwaZulu-Natal province. They're able to go borrow, and attract investments, as you may have seen in the trade fair. And just as ourselves, when you think about Nigeria, which we also invited, and you saw the number of state governments that participated, we have also supported some of those state governments directly.
In Nigeria.
In Nigeria. And even across borders. When I was talking I made a presentation where I was talking about even infrastructure, border infrastructure. Today we're working on the Ekok border, which is Cross River State and Cameroon. These belong to the states, this border. And it's
small businesses there.
Absolutely.
Cottage industries and all of that, where you have more of women in by the way. Women and youth also here for this particular edition. I was so enthused to see that youth now become part of the conversation and your focus, especially women in intra-Africa trade.
Absolutely, especially the youth. If you think about it, and women, you have to be inclusive. A lot of the informal traders and SMEs are women and youth.
Correct.
But if you're thinking about the Agenda 2063, the Africa we want, in 2063, many of us may not be here. But you're going to leave a generation of people who will actualize and live those dreams that we set for ourselves. A prosperous, peaceful, and Africa that can take its place in the Committee of Nations of Industrial Nations.
Look, I would say congratulations once again. When you first did the first one in Cairo 2018, I'm sure you were looking at, will this really succeed? This time you pulled about 7-8 head of state and head of government and presidents together. That's quite an achievement considering the level of COVID-19 pandemic. You really showed, and your team at Afreximbank, that at least this could really happen in Africa, in one of the countries that's considered the very high in COVID rates. But we've seen the organization as well in terms of how everything went. Let me just say thank you very much and congratulations once again.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. Kana Yuawani, the managing director of the Intra-Africa Trade Fair. And she's been talking to us. Quite a whole lot of conversations have gone on today, which is the end of the week. But as Kanayo said, it's not the end of the AfCFTA, the Creative Art Nexus, which is CANEX, which was formally launched today. Afreximbank has about $500 million on the table to bring in the entertainment, the creative industries across Africa into the bigger conversation. So the whole AfCFTA and intra-Africa trade, and to just piggyback a bit into what Wamkele Mene, the Secretary General of the AfCFTA Secretariat, says at the press conference a couple of hours ago here in Durban at the ICC Center, talked about the AfCFTA program is not just for multinationals in Africa. It's for the small and medium enterprises. It's for women and youth. So because he said, and I want to quote him, he says, look, if we are creating this just for the multinationals, then we would have failed. The whole idea is to take the whole AfCFTA from that top level to the bottom of the pyramid, and that was what Kanayo just alluded to, that the getting intra-Africa trade and investments to be like China, in which the country in China, according to Wamkele Mene, spent the last 40 years working on what you call the competitiveness of the Chinese economy from the inside. So the whole idea is moving forward with the AfCFTA is also to improve the competitiveness of African economies, the competitiveness of the local industries, what in cottage industries and whatever, trying to make sure that African economies have all it takes to produce goods and services within their own borders and across borders, then begin to trade in a very big way. So Wamkele told the media this afternoon that yes, the continent within the next 30 to 40 years could actually be in a position where China really is today, and he was very confident that this could really be achieved over the next few years. Right now, you have about 39 countries, according to him, that are ready to trade. There are a few issues, according to the AfCFTA Secretary General, that has to be dealt with. The rules of origin. He mentioned quite about 4 countries are already up and ready to go as far as customs procedure is coming: Kenya, South Africa, Ghana, and Egypt. Then one very particular point that Wamkele Mene also raised has to do with the digitalization of the customs procedures, which he says will happen early 2022 to ensure that there is a single platform upon which the entire customs protocol and procedures across the continent will be available for anyone who wants to do business with Africa and African countries within themselves. So it's been quite a very interesting week so far, Monday to Friday. There's a whole lot more is happening in the entertainment, creative industry between now and the weekend and Sunday, before the event will be formally round off in a manner of speaking. But of course, we'll keep bringing everyone up to speed here at the event. For today, the 5th day of the Inter-Africa Trade Fair, I am Bosun Amafaye here in Durban. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.